2 days after being acquitted of killing her 2-year-old daughter, Casey Anthony was sentenced for lying to investigators. Much like the verdict, today's sentencing came as a shock to many court observers.
I will sentence you to 1 year in the Orange County Jail, imposing a $1,000 fine on each count, all 4 counts to run consecutive to each other, giving you credit for the time that you have previously served.
With time served and good behavior, the 25-year-old Anthony will be released from jail next Wednesday, July 13th. She will also have to pay fines and court costs, which add up to a little more than $4,600.
And joining me now is Mary Griffitts from Trial Consulting Enterprises. Thank you for being here tonight.
You're welcome.
You're an attorney?
Yes.
And also a jury consultant, so you've got some real insight to all of this. Explain, I guess, first today's sentence to folks. This was the maximum Casey Anthony could have received, right?
Absolutely. What the judge did today was that he looked at this and he said, the jury in this case found you guilty on 4 counts.
Okay.
The defense came back and said, you know what? Out of those 4 counts, we want this to be looked as one act, one lie, hence 1 year.
Right.
What the judge said was, no, I'm looking at these 4 counts as 4 separate and distinct acts of the time that Casey Anthony lied. Hence, he gave her the maximum sentence of the 4 years.
And the judge could have gone the other way, right?
Absolutely, but he rejected the defense's argument that all those 4 different counts were grouped together in some sort of one act, one lie. He saw 4 separate times of lies and granted his punishment accordingly.
Which now, I guess, is just 6 more days, whatever that's worth, I suppose, because she's got all this time served already.
Correct. And there's nothing that anyone could do.
No.
She did serve the time,
right.
So hence, even though he gave the highest and strictest punishment,
it's still
time already served.
Now, we haven't heard a lot from jurors. We've heard from one alternate juror, but then one juror did come out and talk to ABC News about this case, and they posted that interview actually online. Let me read you the question that the juror was asked. If prosecutors were not seeking the death penalty, would it have affected how jurors deliberated? So let's listen to her response.
I think it was even mentioned a few times, if they charged her with other things, we probably could have convicted or, you know, got a guilty sentence, but not for death, not for first degree. There's not enough to substantiate that. That's a very serious charge.
I was shocked.
Well, it is a serious charge, Mary, but I mean, these jurors know this going in. It's not a surprise. Oh, by the way, it's a death penalty. I mean, they know because they're questioned on that. So is it really that hard for them once they're there?
The burden of proof in this instance, because it's murder, this is the highest burden of proof that we have in the litigation system. Beyond a reasonable doubt is the highest, strictest standard. And so what I think this juror was saying, and as we've heard from her in this interview, is that you did not prove to me, prosecution, how Kaylee died. Hence, I had some doubts. I didn't know the what, I didn't know the where, I didn't know the why. So you haven't gotten me to beyond a reasonable doubt.
So as a jury consultant, this jury seemed to be made up for the defense. I mean, they got what they were looking for. If you're picking the jury and you're helping the prosecution, who do you want? Who do you want sitting on that panel?
Well, 2 things. I always think that cases are won and lost in jury selection. So identifying those jurors in the beginning of who you want is crucial. In prosecution, I would be looking for those thinkers that are more rigid in thinking, meaning that they see cases as right and wrong. They look at things in a more concrete, linear, right and wrong manner. On the flip side, if I was working for the defense, I would be identifying people, and you can do this through jury questionnaires, voir dire, who are more gray thinkers, who can see things more in a conspiracy way. Hence, if I can prove a doubt, even a speculation of a doubt, I've got someone in that box who's already thinking to themselves, you know what? I could see potentially that happening.
And that sounds like somebody who could be swayed more easily.
Yes, somebody who looks at things in a little bit more of, I'm going to look at everything, so tell me some of the gray, tell me all of that, instead of the more linear, rigid, right and wrong.
Okay, all right, nothing gray here. Take a look at this. There has been a big change in Casey Anthony. We've got some pictures that we want to show you. In 48 hours, what a difference. There's a shot from Tuesday, verdict being read. she didn't know whether she was going to get death or continue going on, but, you know, hair pulled back. Look at her today. I mean, Mary, really, it's big change. What is going on?
Well, let's face it, she's already won in court. So the buttoned up, the pastel colors, the hair pulled back, the less makeup.
Yeah.
She's already won her victory.
Okay.
So she comes in today, and it seems like to me,
down and
right, we got the hair down, we got the makeup on, the V-neck. We've got a little bit of the smiling and the laughing.
Was she thinking she was going to go home today?
I sort of believe that could have been it. She seemed a little bit more press ready.
Yeah.
And then when Judge Perry was getting and going on with how he was going to sentence, you could see a little bit of the face going, that may not be happening
Hair
today.
pulled back for another week, and I guess then we'll have to see what happens next week.
Right.
All right. Mary Griffitts, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Great insight into this.
Thank you.